This is going to be a great and unique comparison, and sorry for my usual viewers, ये वीडियो जो है फुल इंग्लिश में रहने वाला है because of the way this video and the comparison is, but definitely अगर enough request आते so I'll do this again in Hindi as well. But for now this is always an ongoing debate, which is more efficient, which will save you more money, which is better in today's market, an EV or a naturally aspirated engine. And of course there's another debate of which is actually more greener to the environment, because production of the EV is a heavy duty task as well when it comes to emissions and minerals use compared to the ongoing running cost emissions of an standard vehicle, an IC engine. So this is why this is deep, and this is the 2023 Genesis GV80 Sports Plus, and this is all new 2023 Genesis GV70E. That means this is the EV version of this standard Genesis GV70. And the first reason for this specific comparison is, of course, these two vehicles were available, and these two are one of the only few vehicles like Volvo XC40 or Hyundai Kona or say a Ford F-150 which is available in an electric version and of course your standard IC version. Now here this one is the twin turbo V6 Sports Plus, top of the line model. You can also have this in the 2.5 liter configuration, but in the EV model is only available in one trim, that is Prestige. And then another significant reason for this comparison is the cost difference. There is always a significant cost difference in a standard vehicle and an EV powertrain. Now in this video, standard in the reference is of course this twin turbo vehicle. So in this case the difference is only 9,000. I know it's a big amount, only 9,000, but compared to other vehicles as well. And the significant reason keeps on coming. So for example, take the Genesis G80, which is a sedan version, luxury sedan of Genesis. It also comes in a standard powertrain and of course an EV version, but it makes a lot of compromises in terms of under thigh support, boot space, because of the way the battery placement is done. But in this case, in first place itself, the whole platform was designed in a way to going in the future accommodate a EV powertrain as well, a full battery pack as well. Of course moving ahead there will be a lot of vehicles, but right now this is the only EV vehicle I have seen that had made minimum compromises in terms of interior space, boot space compared to its standard counterpart. So let's see now, does this EV even paying extra cost over the standard variant would save you money, or how much time it would take to save money, and even if you are saving money, how different are these two both living with? This one costs $77,000 Canadian and this one costs $86,000 Canadian. Now if we calculate the average price and average running, that's I would consider around 2,000 kilometers per month. Of course it's not same for everybody, we are taking an average calculation depending upon the daily running, and the current fuel cost here in Ontario is $1.65 on average. So now considering all that, this Genesis 3.5 liter twin turbo engine will cost you, depending on a 2,000 kilometer running, around $400. And again round figure, it somewhere comes around $390, but we consider $400 per month. And as for the EV, we will also calculate the additional cost of installing a level 2 charger, that is around $2,000 or $3,000 Canadian at your house, and you charge this vehicle overnight when there's a cheapest rate available, and in this case we are considering 0.074, that's for Mississauga right now. So consider the same running. I hope my calculations are correct, and correct me if I am wrong, and hope this goes well. So considering the same kilometer running, it would cost just $40 for the whole month compared to the $400 for the whole month. The $400 for this is when we calculate the fuel economy of this is around 12 liters per 100 kilometers or 8.5 kilometers per liter. Now that means if we calculate around the months and divide and all that stuff, it would take around 2.5 years to 3 years to recover the extra money you are paying to buy this Genesis EV. So definitely this EV is going to save you money in long term. We just calculated it would take how much time. But there's another factor, how are you using your vehicle? For example, I want to go to Montreal or long distance traveling, then definitely the petrol version is more convenient considering the charging time and charging infrastructure that is available right now. But in terms of weekly running, for example, this would go around 400 kilometers on a full charge, that's what it's showing, and currently on 80% fuel, if you calculate, it's only showing 387 kilometers. So that means full tank will show me around 500 kilometers of range. So not a big difference. So definitely both would last you the whole week depending upon your running. Definitely up till now this is favor in the EV. So now let's just see what the differences are and how are both different or maybe similar or identical in terms of driving and acceleration. Because when it comes to power, again this makes 429 horsepower from its 77.4 kilowatt hour battery, 160 kilowatt dual motor in front and rear. And this on the other hand has a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 making 375 horsepower. Claim 0 to 100 is 4.8 seconds for this, and similar is for this. But the GV70 EV, like the GV60 EV, has a boost mode which boosts the power up to 483 horsepower, and this thing is quick off the line. After that, even spins its wheels. Now the visual difference is, of course, being an EV, the most noticeable difference is the whole grille. As you can see, there is a mesh grille which is of course open for cooling, but there are also active flaps in this. This on the other hand comes fully closed. And of course, both of the vehicles have 360 cameras. So the lens is here, and same thing, the lens is here, and kind of nicely accommodated, but it's more visible in the EV variant. And now, of course, it doesn't have an engine, but unlike every other Hyundai Group EV, Ioniq 6, Kia EV6, GV60, a small storage space in the front, and of course, there's nothing but a beautiful looking 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine. On the other hand, the small difference, another difference I noticed is the horn. Maybe because of the grille, the horn in the GV70 EV is a bit bassier, if that's the right term. So as you can see, compared to the G80 I mentioned, it compromises on the under thigh support and overall interior space. Here you can see there's enough under thigh support. I can put my feet underneath the front seat, which is very similar to the petrol version of the GV70. So space in the back seat is actually not bad in this. Even the headroom is very similar, but I would say I'm marginally more comfortable in the petrol twin turbo version. However, as you can see, there are still a bit changes. For example, this floor, the central tunnel, as the powertrain goes, I can see there's just this much different, and compared to the petrol version, you can see the difference is a lot more. That means the floor is around 2 to 3 inches higher in the electric version, but that doesn't compromises the boot space. And you can see there's absolutely flat floor here. Of course, there's charging cable which you can store underneath the parcel shelf here. The only difference is the sports one with the twin turbo V6 has a spare tire in the underfloor storage area, but of course there's different packaging in it, so there's absolutely no space such for that. But you do get the V2L power adapter. Of course, you can charge another EV with this vehicle or plug in some power appliances like juicer or anything else if you are taking this to your campsite. So it's still very closely matched. And now when it comes to equipment, of course there's all black interior here because this is the Sports Plus variant, and that's why you have this carbon fiber style finishing on the door cards, on the central console and all over the vehicle, compared to the Prestige model, which are actually a very unique ambient lighting setup. The standard ambient lighting is still there, but all new for 2023 model in the Prestige you get ambient lighting where this carbon fiber panel is, which actually looks very beautiful in the night, and it comes in different pattern as well. But that's specific to the Prestige model. That's why the EV version, which is only available in Canada in the Prestige model, has 20-inch rims compared to the Sports Plus 21-inch rims. And in terms of equipment, you have massaging seats for the driver only in both vehicle. This seat is adjustable, but main Genesis highlight is still there. All the luxury fit and finish, full suede roof liner, even in the boot area. The boot area fit and finishing, the Genesis crash, how the grille is even present in the light in the boot area, and even the accelerator and brake pedal are in the same design, has the same design as the grille. So this attention to detail is always a highlight in this Genesis vehicle. But now all of this, of course, the equipment is closely matched, and yes, this being a brand new vehicle, there are still plastics on this vehicle. So of course all this extra content, reels behind the scenes, all the vehicles I have this week. I have 4 vehicles, actually managing 4 vehicles, and of course the upcoming website platform which I just mentioned you before. So of course everything link is in the bio, but the main thing of both of this vehicle in comparison is which is better to drive, and considering the difference between the driving, which one you should choose of all these factors. So now that means push mode pressed in the end because it's only there for 10 seconds. Wheel spin, and the way the vehicle was turning, it's really crazy acceleration. Of course there's a lot of wheel spin. Now let's try with traction control on. Let's launch it one more time. Now traction control on, let's see the difference if any. No, so it actually feels quick because of course there's definitely no wheel spin. I mean the acceleration, Genesis say 4.8 seconds, definitely feels a lot quicker than that. And the main thing is, of course, let's just put back in eco mode and ventilated seats. So this is everything. Again, the feature wise, absolutely loaded ambient lighting and everything. I showed you 3D instrument cluster, this massive over 12-inch infotainment system. You can use it in split screen, touch operated, and of course the dials here, this crystal glass gear selector which illuminates in the night, along with the pad or dial that is used to control the infotainment system. Stitching, for example, this white seat belts, white stitching across the vehicle, which is actually color match. I don't know, it's white or silver depending on the exterior color. Speaking of color, even the color, this silver color, see in the door area, when you open the door, it's still the same finishing as outside. Absolutely beautiful. And it even offers in 3 matte paint: matte green, matte white, and of course matte black, which was there in the GV80. Really, I mean, it's hard to believe how far Hyundai Group has come in general, and their EV powertrain is now right on top there, competing with, of course, likes of Tesla and every other vehicle. It's so quiet. This is the main difference, how comfortable it is, how luxurious it feels, how effortless and quiet this vehicle feels. It's going to be definitely the biggest difference compared to the twin turbo, but let's see how big of a difference it is. And now driving the twin turbo GV70, of course it's in sports mode. Now there's also sports plus mode, which I'll do it right away, and also a custom mode. When in sports plus mode, the traction control gets off, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, slight brake boost. it goes, and the identical 0 to 100 number, you can feel it in the twin turbo. And that's what I always said with this engine, especially optional extra engine, because this is what you pay extra for. And the calculations we did with the 12,000 difference, now if you go like the EV version is only available in prestige model, so equivalent prestige model for this, even with a 2.5 liter twin turbo engine, is more fuel efficient, but we'll take this, only consider this 3.5 twin turbo. But again, the prestige model is also cheaper, around 5,000 cheaper, so that's all. You can add that as well in the calculation. We'll put this back again in the eco mode because it's too responsive. Okay, so then the ride quality, first of all, is very similar even in the potholes and everything. Of course, the way the EV goes in the pothole, because it's almost 200 kgs heavier than this vehicle, so you can feel that during turns and during the rough roads and everything. But where it shines is the NVH levels. Now there's constant engine noise, that vibration, but the EV version gives a sense of luxury, how quiet it is, how smooth it is. I think that's the main highlight, that's the main difference. So now coming straight to the point, out of driving both to living with both two of these vehicles, which one would I recommend and which one would I personally have? So considering all the factors, I would still go with this twin turbo engine. Yes, it's only the noise, vibration and harshness level. I just topped it up. Now it's giving me 500 kilometers of range, but I'm launching this vehicle, and even if it gives you 600 kilometers of range, at 200 kilometers more in case you do long journeys in this. But the other factor is the long term thing. Of course, if you are leasing it, then definitely the EV version you would find it way cheaper, considering if you lease it for 4 years and also the running cost is less. But if you are financing it, we don't know what's going on with the EVs, because they are improving drastically in the coming years. The prices will go down for the, even considering inflation, it will become more efficient, the range will goes up, and now we don't know how the current EV would be valued in say 4 years or 5 years. So that's my main concern, and we also consider the best ideal situation here for the EV, that you're charging it on home and all that thing. So considering all that, I would still recommend myself and for you guys as well to go with the twin turbo V6. And I hope you like this comparison. As I always say, I do all my content in Hindi language, so you do like that, keep supporting the channel as you have been till now. And now with that, that's it in this one. See you in next one.